Welcome to session number 3 of our ZEST Learnings CS Professional Tax Revision Batch for December 2022 exams. Discussion is going to be about section 73 and 74. That's the main discussion, and then other provisions you can go through, okay, of basically recovery and demand. So 73 and 74, of course, of CGST Act. What are these sections about? Okay, please try and understand what are these sections all about. Okay, let me keep this my device in such a way that yes, the whole screen is visible to you. Yes, so friends, we are talking about 73 and 74. It is about demand. So basically, officer has come to know that there is some liability to be demanded from the registered person under GST. Now he cannot just give any letter and demand this liability. He has to give a formal notice. That notice, my dear friends, is called as show cause notice. Okay, someone is saying something. Let me check. Again, audio issue, Himan is saying. So okay, just someone message Himani that it's problem from her end, right? For others it is nicely audible and visible, correct? Okay, so friends, 73 is when demand is to be made to an assessee, correct, of GST where fraud is not involved. So there is a genuine mistake by the assessee because of which he has less paid some amount. So he has short paid some amount, or he has not paid the amount. Okay, short paid, not paid means because of some genuine mistake he has less paid the amount, or he has not paid the amount of GST, or he has utilized ITC incorrectly, okay, or he has availed ITC incorrectly. Now because of these things, GST which government has collected is on the lower side. Got it? And finally there is a erroneous refund. Erroneous refund means incorrectly refund has been given to the assessee. Agreed? So because of any of these 5 things, a department has lost the revenue. Now it is responsibility of officer to collect this revenue from the registered person. If fraud is involved, he will collect using his powers in section 74. If fraud is not involved, he will collect it using his powers in section 73. Agreed? Okay. Sir, I have checked my settings too and rejoined, still not audible. Now, can someone tell Himani that problem is from her end only, so I cannot do much in that. So if she cooperates, then I will be able to focus on the batch. Just tell her, because we don't have any such admin person sitting in this batch who can explain her this, Zoom settings. So now she will have to handle at her end. But if she keeps on pinging me like this, it can become difficult for me, because I have habit of reading every of your chat, right? Okay, good friends, let's focus. Let's come back. 73, 74. Did you understand difference? Did you understand what is common? Common is tax not paid, tax short paid, erroneous refund, ITC incorrectly availed, ITC incorrectly utilized. These 5 things are common. All of you understood 5 common things? Yes. This one of the 5 things has happened. Okay. And common thing is, for recovering the tax, show cause notice will be issued. Different thing is, in 73 fraud is not involved. In 74 demand is in such a case where fraud is involved. That's the basic which I wanted to tell you. Now friends, what is different? Two important things are different. One, the time limit. Okay, very good. Thank you so much, Pratiksha. What is different? One is the time limit. Okay, within which that officer can issue the notice. And second is the penalties applicable. Okay, so what is different? Time limit and penalties applicable. This issue of 73-74 becomes very important in your exam. Okay, let's read. So we are going to check in detail about the time limits and the penalties. Check. Section 73 and 74 deal with the manner in which tax liability of person should be determined in case of short payment, non-payment, erroneous refund, wrong availment of ITC and wrong utilization of ITC. Clear? Incidence of short payment, non-payment, erroneous refund, wrong availment, utilization of ITC may be because of an inadvertent, that is bona fide mistake. You understand difference between mistake and fraud? Mistake is genuine and fraud is, concealment. Fraud is intentional, or it may be deliberate attempt, which is fraud cases to evade tax. Since nature of offence is totally different in both the incidences, hence under GST law, separate provisions for recovery of tax and amount of penalty have been made to deal with such type of cases. Besides these, there are provisions to encourage voluntary compliance, such as no penalty or lesser penalty if the tax dues along with interest are paid within specified time limit or incidence. Tell me one thing, friends. If fraud is involved, then detecting that will take more time or less time as compared to the case where fraud is involved? More time, obviously. All are not CIDs. Daya darwaja todo, fraud detected. Doesn't happen so easily. So for detecting a fraud, it takes time. So time limit given under section 74 is higher. Agreed? And of course under 73 will be relatively less. Let's check the time limits now. It's very interesting. Okay, limitation period. You are understanding now which time limits we are discussing? If Anisha is GST officer, then within what time she should issue show cause notice? If she finds particular supplier has short paid GST where fraud is not involved, and where fraud is involved, time limit will be different. Let's check. One of the fundamental legal principles is that an element of certainty must be brought to legal proceedings. Law of limitation is based on this principle. Means what? Anisha cannot take out a case on a SSE after 10 years from now. So that SS is not answerable for that. It should be within time limit. Any action under any law has to be taken within limitation period. Otherwise, uncertainty would prevail eternally. Right? The provisions of limitation period gain all the more importance in legislation dealing with indirect taxes, where tax burden is passed on to the next level at every stage. Okay, so you have understood these things. Okay, show cause notice. What is show cause notice? If you see the wordings, show the cause why tax is not payable, otherwise pay the tax. In Marathi there is one nice saying, बाप दाखव नाही तर श्राद्ध कर. Have you heard of this? Those Marathi audience here. So what it means is you show the proof why tax is not payable which is being demanded. If you can't show the proof, then you pay the tax. So to Dishit, I say that tax payable by you is 25,000. Okay, because of so and so reason, tax payable by you is 25,000. Dishit, are you there? Now, if he is able to prove that why the tax is not payable, then he will not pay. But if he is not able to prove, he will have to pay. Show cause notice. I have issued on him show cause notice. Got it? So, in order to adhere to principles of natural justice, before raising any demand, notice has to be issued, which is called as show cause notice, asking the person chargeable with tax to show the cause as to why specified amount of tax should not be demanded from him. Okay? Means the proper officer may, before serving such show cause notice, communicate to said person the details of tax, interest and penalty as ascertained by him. I did not get what is OOBH means. That itself is a problem for me. What is OOBH? Acha, 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 acha. Okay. I don't understand your short forms. Okay. It's a millennial generation. I am bit one generation ahead of you. Whatever. So, yes, you can say that. It's opportunity of being, it's like that only. So in short, directly demanding tax from you, I am at least giving you opportunity of proving that why you should not pay additional tax. Okay. Okay. So issuance of show cause notice grants an opportunity to such person, that's what your answer comes here, to defend himself before adjudication. The person to whom such notice has been issued can contest the demand by filing a reply to show cause notice. Okay, and also by appearing before adjudicating authority personally. After considering the reply filed by person as well as submission made during the personal hearing, adjudicating authority shall pass a speaking order either confirming the tax demand or dropping the same. Speaking order means giving the reasons. Okay, let's see. Did you understand till this point now? Each and everything? Now see, comes very important point, 73(1). I'll read what is most important here. What is new that I will read now? Proper officer may, before serving such show cause notice, communicate details of tax, interest and penalty as ascertained by him in the prescribed form to the person chargeable with tax, interest and penalty. All these three things will become payable. Okay. The show cause notice will tell you how much is the tax, and along with that you will have to pay interest. Interest, you know, is at 18% per annum. Agreed? So far so good. Now going to very important point of time limit to issue show cause notice. Okay, we are going to time limit for issuing show cause notice. Okay, now understand one thing. This time limit you have to understand in two layers. Okay, the notice should be issued at least how many months before? 3 months prior to time limit for passing order. So what will happen, you know? There will be one final order, adjudication order, which will determine final tax liability. There is a time limit given for passing this order. Before final order, what should come? Of course, The hierarchy in the sense, chronology is like this: first SCN, then order. Is it clear? First show cause notice, then order. So you know friends, time limit for this order needs to be studied first. Pratiksha, the time limit for this order is 3 years. What's the time limit? 3 years from due date of furnishing of annual return for the financial year to which such tax not paid, short paid, etc., etc. relates to. Yesterday we have seen some time limits for making that. What time limits you have seen yesterday in best judgment assessment? Yes. So basically, due date of filing annual return under GST is 31st December after the end of financial year. Yes. So if I talk about current financial year, which is the current financial year? It is, we are sitting in 22-23. Agreed? Yes. Now friends, 22-23 will end on 31st March 23. Return for this, yes, return for this should be filed on or before 31st December 23. Calculate 3 years from 31st December 23. 31st December 26 will become the last date of issuing order under section 73. Now, what will be last date for issuing show cause notice? That will be 3 months before 31st December 2026. So that will be 30th September 2026. Agreed? This is probably most important point in section 73. In short, how we can conclude it, time limit for issuance of show cause notice is 2 years and 9 months from due date of filing of annual return for financial year to which the demand pertains. Agreed? Murassa, is it clear to you? Yes, very good. Okay, let's go ahead. I'll tell you what point now matters. Now see, we are now talking about penalties. I hope you all have understood time limit of section 73. For 1 minute, can we go to 74 mentally and try to understand its time limit? Here, the time limit for order was 3 years. Where fraud is involved, that 3 years gets replaced, very good Rishika, that gets replaced by 5 years. And 3 months here gets replaced by 6 months. So basically, time limit is 4 years and 6 months from due date of filing of annual return for the financial year to which such GST not paid, short paid, erroneously refunded relates to. Agreed? All of you? Just quickly tell me yes, no in the chat window. Very good. I never understand now. Others are watching or not watching, listening or not listening. I never understand. Except for these 4 students. Okay. Good. Swati, I am assured about you. You are replying. Sushma, yes, you also replying in between. Rucha has replied for the first time. Mihir has replied for the first time. Yes, Atmaja would be listening. Yes, Ketki is listening, I am assured about that. Rishika is asking questions, answering good. Satvika is answering in between, good. Okay, good. So please, you are all adults. You have responsibility of your future. You have joined this batch willingly. I have not forced anyone. So yes. Now, see this. The law provides for opportunity to the person chargeable with tax to pay tax and interest before issuance of notice. What will happen if before issue of notice only tax is paid? Then of course notice will not be issued and there will be no consequences of penalty. Agreed? The person who is chargeable with tax but has not paid the tax and so on may voluntarily come forward to pay such tax, but of course along with interest. What will get waived off? Pratiksha, what will get waived off? Penalty will get waived off. Yes, very good, very good. Then of course in that case now it will be assumed that now no show cause notice will be issued because it is voluntarily paid by the registered person. Okay, so that's so only important points I'll tell you. Good. Other points are very obvious, you can go through them. Okay, now comes critical point. Payment of tax after issue of show cause notice. What we are discussing right now, that before issue of show cause notice only the tax is paid. What if it is paid after issue of show cause notice? See, he has another chance to discharge tax within interest with interest payable under section 50 with nil penalty if he pays within 30 days of issuance of show cause notice. Clear? No penalty. And so basically, in other words, where such person pays tax demanded along with interest after show cause notice, but within how many days? Within 30 days, then he will have to just pay tax along with interest. Penalty will get waived off. Is it clear to all of you? Yes, no, quickly. Very good. Now, listen carefully. Where show cause notice state or a statement is issued to person chargeable with tax, he may furnish representative proper officer in his defense if he is of the view that he is not so liable to pay that whole tax. The proper officer, after considering the representation made by person, if any, pass an order determining the amount of tax, interest and penalty. How much is the normal penalty? Normal penalty is 10% of tax which is not paid, short paid, erroneously refunded, ITC incorrectly availed, utilized. So say tax involved is 2 lakh rupees. Then 2 lakhs into 10%, 20,000 or 10,000, whichever is, friends, whichever is higher. Okay, did you understand, Anisha? In short, friends, if tax not paid, short paid, is say rupees 18,000, 18,000, then how much will be penalty? And of course, assuming that you are paying after 30 days of issue of show cause notice, the penalty will be rupees 10,000, because 1800 or 10,000, whichever is higher. Is it clear to all of you? The quantum of penalty will remain same whether the tax amount along with interest is paid within 30 days of communication of order or after 30 days. Order, I am not talking about show cause notice. Order. Order means adjudication order, final. Okay. Notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 6 or subsection 8, penalty under subsection 9, the penalty which you have seen, shall continue to be payable where any amount of self-assessed tax or any amount collected as tax has not been paid within 30 days from due date of payment of such tax. Agreed? What is due date of payment of tax? Yesterday we have seen. Whatever month the time of supply relates to, you have to take 20 of next month. So from that you should pay within 30 days. If you don't do that, your penalty continues. You know what is the amount of penalty. Okay. From this above section, it is clear that non-payment of self-assessed tax or the amount collected as representing the tax has been treated differently than the other non-payment short payment as referred to in section 73(1), where penalty can be reduced or waived. However, in case of non-payment of self-assessed tax or the amount collected as representing the tax within 30 days, penalty is mandatory and there is no waiver. Okay, you have self-assessed the tax but you have not paid within 30 days. Always penalty will follow. Okay. See. So that you have understood now. Check now. Time limit for passing adjudication order. You have already learned this. What is the time limit for passing adjudication order? 3 years from due date of what? Filing of annual return under GST. Already you know that. So is it clear to all of you? Section 73. Very good. So when will penalty get waived off? It will get waived off if in two cases. Either whole of the GST which is earlier not paid is paid before issue of show cause notice, or secondly, if it is paid after show cause notice but within 30 days from issue of such show cause notice. Wonderful. But in particular case, there is no waiver off. There is no waiver off in case it is such GST which is collected on self-assessment basis and not paid within 30 days from due date of payment. Then you cannot seek any waiver. Agreed? Shall we go to section 74's critical points now? Okay. Already friends, you have understood that 74 is talking about show cause notice or demand in case of fraud. So directly don't say fraud. It can be fraud, willful misstatement or suppression of facts. 3 terminologies are used. Okay. Penalties are interesting here. Okay. Now understand, whenever a notice under section 74 is issued, penalty is directly charged, which is equal to 100% of tax. Means if officer feels that you have done some misrepresentation or suppression of facts, means you have hidden some facts or done some fraud, and because of that short paid tax is 50,000 rupees, then friends, penalty also will be 50,000. So in the show cause notice, you will get tax plus interest plus penalty. Agreed? Please let me know. Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Very good. You already know the time limit. So I will not discuss time limit again. Time limit for issue of notice will be 6 months prior to, yes, issue of order, and time limit for order is 5 years from due date of filing of GST annual return. Correct? In short, it becomes 4 years and 6 months. Agreed? Wonderful, wonderful. Now friends, comes important point in penalties. What is original penalty amount in section 74? Original penalty amount in section 74 is 100%. You all agree? Yes. Can we reduce it? Can we waive it off to some extent? Yes, possible. Law will always encourage you to take correct steps. Penalty will go down. Law provides an opportunity to person chargeable with tax to pay tax, interest and penalty equal to 15% of tax before issue of notice. If registered person himself realizes he has done mistake, and before issue of show cause notice only he goes and deposits the tax, penalty, interest, then how much will be penalty quantum? Penalty quantum will not be 100%, it will be 15% of the tax. Agreed? So friends, in my example where 50,000 is the tax not paid because of fraud, what will be the penalty amount if before show cause notice only I go and deposit it? Then 50,000 into 15%, 7,500. Yes, very good. Other things you can, of course, department will be happy in this case. They will not issue show cause notice and further actions will be stopped. Now, payment of tax after issue of show cause notice. So, obviously, what will happen now? Of course, you will have to pay tax plus interest. Penalty will be now not full 100% and neither as less as 15%, but 25% of tax if you are paying within 30 days of issue of show cause notice. Is it clear? So in my example, what happened is 50,000 rupees was GST not paid because of fraud involved, and I have got now show cause notice, but I realize my mistake after getting show cause notice and I pay within 30 days. How much should I pay? I should pay penalty of 12,500 rupees. Okay, so I hope you are connecting with the class notes, or wherever you have done class with Zest, with someone, you are connecting with those class notes. If not, then you connect with these notes, but connect somewhere. This is revision going on, that's important. Very good. I hope this all exercise is helping you. Okay, wonderful. So 12,500 rupees you will pay, 50,000 tax you will pay, and interest you will pay. Now comes the part of adjudication order, where show cause notice statement is issued to person chargeable with tax. He may furnish representation and things can go on. Now you are paying after adjudication order. You got my point? You did not pay before show cause notice. You did not pay after show cause notice within 30 days. But now you have got adjudication order finally that pay this much tax. Now you are taking initiative and paying within 30 days from date of order. Then penalty will be not 100%, but it will be 50% of tax. Got it? So it will be, in my example, 25,000 rupees. Agreed? So friends, in both cases there is 30 days. What is the difference between these 30 days? One is, yes, very good. One is within 30 days of show cause notice, then it goes to 25% of penalty, you can say 25% of tax. And now when it is 30%, within 30 days from date of order, then it is as high as 50% of tax. And friends, if you are paying after issue of order and you are paying after 30 days from that, then you are gone case. Then penalty will be directly 100% of the tax. Wonderful, wonderful. I hope the point is well understood. That's it. This much we had to discuss in 73 and 74. Have you understood it? Yes. Nothing much I can explain you from 75 onwards. 75 section itself says general provisions relating to determination of tax. You also can just once go through the heading. That's it. Okay. They have not asked such questions. They will not ask you such questions. So don't worry about other provisions in demand. Okay. But go through headings if you want, or whatever your class notes, you can stick to that. Tax collected but not deposited. 76. Not expected for you to know. 77. Tax wrongfully collected and paid to central government or state government. Okay, what will happen with that? You can easily go through illustration and understand that this Ram Associates registered person pays IGST on a transaction treating the same as interstate supply by mistake, though it was an intrastate supply. Now what will happen? He will have to pay CGST and SGST because it was intrastate supply, but he has treated it as interstate supply, so he will get a refund of IGST. Apply that logic, obviously, and no interest will be payable. That's a special point. Rishika is asking one good question, whether interest under section 74 will be 18%. Answer is lying in section 50. Okay, section 50 has two subsections, 1 and 2. So basically, if it is unnecessary reduction of output tax or unnecessary utilization of ITC, then it will be 24% of per annum, of course. Okay. So there is no direct answer to this. You will have to observe the case. Then recovery proceedings given in 78 and 79. And finally 80 gives you opportunity to pay GST in installments. Okay, installment, you can pay GST in installments. Okay, it's a gone case, like you are not able to pay properly, so at the most you can be asked to pay in installments. Okay, transfer of property to be void in certain cases. 81. 82, tax is to be the first charge on the property. And 83, provisional attachment to protect revenue in certain cases. You can just once go through the headings. Okay, now I want to go to TYK, some questions from TYK, and check. Sir, it means the concept of sufficient reason of delay is not applicable on 73 and 74. Sufficient reason of delay, what do you want to say by that? Do you want to talk about condonation of delay of 3 years, 5 years? Do you want to ask that question? So condonation of delay provisions are not there. No one can increase this time period of 3 years, 5 years. If that is the question, then there is a straightforward answer to that. Okay, one thing I would like to tell you, one very interesting thing. You have seen in advance ruling that it can become void ab initio. So what happened, you know? Don't take it personally. Suppose Ketki did business by taking advance ruling, and last 4 years she is doing business taking advance ruling, okay, and there was no change in law, no change in facts. But suddenly after 4 years the officer realized that this particular ruling was obtained by way of fraud, misrepresentation. That is what he feels. So he says this ruling will be void ab initio. Now friends, the officer should get right to collect GST in this case, which is not paid or short paid. It was say short paid because Ketki kept on paying tax at 6% as per the ruling, but actually the tax was 18%. So now 12% difference on crores of rupees of business which she has done needs to be collected from her. Got it? But 3 years have lapsed. So friends, in this case there is one important thing to be understood, that from the date the ruling was given till the date ruling was decided void ab initio, this time frame will be excluded while calculating the period of limitation. Agreed? So even if the case is 5 years old, 4 years old, means she was doing business in 1718, from 1718 onwards she was doing business by charging 6%, but what was to be charged was 18%. Today that is detected. Officer can demand 1718 GST today also by issuing show cause notice. Okay, why? Because that period from date of obtaining advance ruling till date of that becoming void will be excluded. Did you all understand? You can go to advance ruling and check, there is such a point mentioned in that void point. Well, quickly let me know, did you all understand? Okay friends, let's do now what is the next agenda. I will tell you some TYK questions we'll do, and then we will look at few things diagrammatically, and also I will ask you few questions. Cumulative from yesterday. This revision batch is going to be cumulative. Okay, we don't want like you forgetting the earlier sessions. Okay, good. Mohan Enterprises is entitled for exemption from tax. First question from TYK. However, it collected tax from buyer worth 50,000 in month of August. It has not deposited the said amount collected as GST with government. You are required to brief to Mohan Enterprises the consequences of collecting tax but not depositing the same with the government. Got it? You have collected the tax, very big offense. You have collected the tax, not deposited with the government. Check. It is mandatory to pay amount collected from other person representing tax under GST law to government. Every person who has collected from any other person any amount as representing the tax and has not paid the said amount to the government shall of course pay the said amount to the government, irrespective of whether the supplies in respect of which such amount was collected are taxable or not. For any such amount not so paid, proper officer may issue show cause notice for recovery of such amount and penalty equivalent to amount specified in the notice. Okay, clear? Got it? You can go through other part of this, but did you understand main point? Very obvious answer. You could have easily written it with your general knowledge as well. I will request all of you to go through other questions also which I am skipping. Okay, because they are very theoretical questions, but you will get idea of what type of questions Could be asked in the exams. Okay, this is similar to what we did. Check this 8th question, please. Rajul Associates has been issued a show cause notice on 31st December 21 on account of short payment of tax during the period between 1st July 17 and 31st December 17. Okay, now tell me, 1st July 2017 to 31st December 17 falls in which financial year? It falls in financial year 17-18. Yes. So what is the time limit for issuing show cause notice under 73? So 19, 20, 21 till 30 September 21. Do you agree with me? Yes. How did we calculate it? 2018, 31st March 2018, the year ends. Due date of filing GST return is 31st December 18. 3 years from that will be 31st December 21. For issuing the order, notice should be issued 3 months prior to that, at least 3 months prior to that. So 30 September 21. Do you agree? When is it issued? It is issued on 31st December 21. Is it within time? It is not in time. So I check what's the solution given. Check. Got a solution? Since the notice has been issued after 30 September 21, entire proceeding is barred by limitation and deemed to be concluded. Got it? So you don't need to give any other contention. You can go through the detailed solution afterwards, but you understood that it is time barred. Then check this 9th question. Everest Technologies Private Limited has been issued a show cause notice on 31st Jan 2022 under 73 on account of short payment of tax during 1st July 18 and 31st December 18. Okay, 1st July 18 to 31st December 18 falls in financial year. Which financial year? It falls in 18-19. What's the time limit now? It's under 73 only. So 31st December 19 plus 3 years. Then 31st December 19 is due date of filing return plus 3 years. So it will be 20, 21, 22. 31st December 22 will be for issuing the order minus 3 months. Is it 30 September 2022? When is the notice issued? Notice is issued on 31st Jan 2022. Is it within time? Of course, yes. Everest Technologies Private Limited contends that show cause notice issued to it is time barred in law. You are required to examine technical veracity of contention of Everest Technologies Private Limited. They are incorrect. Here, registered person is incorrect. Check. It is within time. So just see the final solution. The show cause notice has been issued for the period between 17-18, which falls, between 1/7/18 to 31st December 18, which falls in FY 18-19. Due date of furnishing annual return for 18-19 is 31st December 19, and 3 years period from due date lapses on 31st December 22. Thus, show cause notice should have been issued up to 30 January 2022. Since In the given case, it is issued on 31st Jan 2022. Notice is not time barred. Is it agreed? Understood? Getting confidence? You already had lot of confidence, I know, but now right dots are being connected. Last question in this TYK. Anant and Company self-assessed its tax liability as 90,000. Okay, mind you, self-assessed. So something important applies. When it is self-assessed liability, come what may, you should pay it within dash days. Come what may, you should pay it within how many days? Very good. Within 30 days from the due date. Let's check. Subsequently, okay, what happened? It's 90,000 is for month of April, but failed to make payment. Department initiated penal proceedings against Anant and Company for recovery of penalty under 73 for failure to pay GST and issued show cause notice on 10th August, which was received by Anant and Company on 14th August. Anant and Company deposited the tax along with interest on 25th August and informed the department on the same day. Department is contending that is liable to pay penalty of 45,000. Friends, penalty is payable, but how much? This is penalty under which section? This is penalty under section 73. So how much should be the penalty? Wonderful. 10% of 90,000, that is 9,000, or 10,000, whichever is higher. Wonderful. So penalty should be 10,000. So check the solution and how it is presented. Thus, penalty payable is rupees 10,000. What department is saying is under 74, but the notice is under 73. Friends, did you understand? It's my genuine concern and my genuine question to all of you. So people watching live are 19. Wow. What happened? Okay, good. So quickly, question answers of what we have done from yesterday onwards. Okay. First of all, my first question is, special audit can be conducted by dash and dash, dash or dash actually. Yes, chartered accountant or cost accountant. Very good. From the date of starting of the audit, it should be concluded within how many days? I am talking about special audit. Very good. 90 days. For conducting a general audit under section 65, how many days prior notice is to be given? 15 days is the correct answer. Yes, very good. The advance ruling, I can mix bag it now. I can ask you mixed bag. Advance ruling has to be pronounced by AAR within how many days? From date of receipt of application? Within 90 days maximum. Very good. If either the assessee is aggrieved or officer is aggrieved with the decision given by AAR, then the application will be filed with AAAR. Very good. Yes, within 30 days from receipt of advance ruling. Wonderful. Now, new decision is to be given by AAAR within how many days? Within maximum of 90 days. Wonderful, wonderful. Best judgment assessment. There are two types in best judgment assessment. Which are those two best judgment assessments? Number one, assessment of non-filers of GST return. Number two, assessment of persons who are unregistered in GST. Very good, very good. I hope those who are watching recordings are also following it. Just let me know on WhatsApp when you are watching the recordings. Just let me know on WhatsApp whether you are following it or not. Section 60 is for what? Section 60 is for provisional assessment. Yes. Provisional assessment can be opted or may be opted by the registered person in two cases. What are those two cases? Where he has doubt regarding either value or rate. Very good. There are dash questions on which advance ruling can be sought. There are 7 questions on which advance ruling can be sought. Okay. Very good. Which is one critical question not covered in that section 97. Very good, Uma. Very good. Place of supply is not covered in section 97. In short, applicant cannot make application on issues of place of supply. Okay. State correct or incorrect. The provisions of AAR and AAAR are given in CGST Act. False. They are given in, yes, SGST Act and UTGST Act. Very good. So I hope you are following all the things. Very good. Very good. So nicely you have understood time limits for issue of show cause notice. You have understood penalties for issue of show cause notice. Yes? Okay. Just give me one moment. We will make see, pay attention. I hope white screen is visible to all of you. You will all help me in making this. Okay. Demand. $73, $74, $73, fraud not involved. $74, fraud involved. Okay, okay. Sir, please unmute. Okay. How did it go on mute? I don't know. Now audible? Yes. Okay, I don't know how it went on. Okay. Fraud not involved, fraud involved. What is common? Common is non-payment, short payment, ITC, 2 issues in ITC, wrong availment, wrong utilization, And lastly, erroneous refund. Is this clear to all of you? Of course, everything can be converted diagrammatically. You take hint from this how to convert anything, everything diagrammatically. Okay, this is common in both. No audio again. How is it going to mute again and again? I don't know. What connection is there? Okay. Now friends, okay, fraud not involved. Now it's audible, I think. Time limit for SCN. Fraud involved time limit for SCN. So here it is 2 years, 9 months, 4 years, 6 months. From due date of annual return. That story you know. Correct? Now also comes time limit for what? Time limit for adjudication order. What is that? Here it is 3 years. Here it is 5 years. You know from what? And friends, then comes penalty. Then comes penalty. How much is penalty? Visible, right? Okay. How much is penalty? So when talking about 73, it is 10% of tax not paid or rupees 10,000, whichever is higher. Agreed? And here penalty is how much? Originally 100%. 100% may go down to 15%. Isn't it? And 100% also in some cases may go down to 50%. Now when 15% and when 50%, 15% when paid before SCN, isn't it? And of course 100 can also go down to 25. When 25? Paid within 30 days of SCN. And when 50% paid, for your understanding, paid after SCN, of course, paid after SCN, okay, and of course after order, but within 30 days. Which 30 days? Within 30 days of order. Is this clear to all of you? Did you understand? Ketki, is it clear? Ketki, is it clear? What? Anisha, what you are saying? Anisha, what you are saying? I did not get you, Anisha. Acha, you had to say 10,000 only. By mistake you have said 1,000. Okay, okay, okay. So is everything clear? And this penalty, when it will get waived off? When waived off? Of 73? When waived off of 73? If paid before SCN. If paid before SCN. Or after SCN but within 30 days of SCN. So I hope, friends, things are clear to all of you. So this was revision in revision and quiz in revision. Thank you, Sana. Thank you. It's very, very clear, she's saying. So like yesterday, today also, please don't forget to give your reviews on the WhatsApp. I'll be more than happy to read them, more than happy to share them, so that many students who are suffering with tax can get to know about this revision batch. And really our intention is, in the upcoming sessions, again keep on revising all the things on cumulative basis. This chart is in so bad handwriting, so मुझे शर्म आ रही है शेयर करने में. So I will make a better chart and share with you. ठीक है, सेम लाइंस पे बुक में एक बनाऊंगा, फोटो निकालूंगा, I'll share it with you. This is not worth sharing. Okay, chalo. So I hope all things are clear to you. Any doubts, please ask me quickly. I will be more than happy to solve them. Any doubts in general also? No issues. जो आप WhatsApp पे पूछते रहते हो ना, यहाँ पे पूछ सकते हो. You can ask me here. चलो, so I think nothing from your end. So that's it. We will meet tomorrow. What is tomorrow's schedule? Just check. Tomorrow again we are having 2 sessions. Tomorrow, let's quickly check what all we are covering tomorrow. Go to the schedule and just check quickly that. So tomorrow 29th, we are first of all covering documents under GST between 6:30 to 8, and then of course documents will also include e-way bill. Okay, and of course tax invoice, debit note, credit note, everything. And then we are covering accounts and records and filing of returns from 8 to 9:30. Okay, so please do attend. Sunday you are going to get off because we are taking extra tomorrow as well as we have taken extra today. So session number 4 and 5 waiting for you tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Keep studying and make tax, the most fruitful subject for yourself. score exemption in that. That's my dream for you. Thank you. Someone has put up some question here which I did not understand. You can ask me on the WhatsApp that question. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, recorded batch students. Bye bye.